Hi there, it's Roy from Sulphur City Sabers. Quite excited today with the addition of this model to the range. This one was released around about the same time as the Frenzy, which you will find in the other video I've just recorded. This is a very futuristic looking Saber. It is a absolutely beautiful design. It kind of has echoes of a Saber called a Commando from another mainstream manufacturer, but it's only faintly, I think. It certainly sits as a very nicely designed Saber on its own. This is going to be one of my favourites in the range as well. So this will be coming in SM Pixel and RGB. It runs the single switch operation board. And this is a really cool little model. Let me show you for sizing where it sits. If you wanted a fugue, which is often recommended as a great one for dueling, kind of sits there. So it's some of the hilts that we have, like these, could be argued to feel a little bit short if you're dueling. You're probably all thinking they look the same length, but believe me, when that extra couple of centimeters when you're dueling can make the difference sometimes. But yeah, this one probably 10mm longer than one of our smaller hilts here. And it's about the same length as the fugue, but do remember that that may be looking a little bit artificial just because it's got the diagonal cut just there in comparison to the fugue. But yeah, you can use that two-hand quite comfortably. So I'm quite excited about that, because that's another option that I've been on the lookout for people who like to duel, because sometimes you like to drop between single and two-handed grips on the Saber. Very nice Saber this one. Has a couple of accents on the emitter. Has a single blade retention screw. Some of the other models that we have, sorry, tell a lie, it's got 3 retention screws, one there, one there, one there. You only need 1 retention screw for a blade, in all fairness, but the designers of our Sabers are very intent on the redundancy and putting a few extra ones in. What I'd personally do would be to use that one as a retention screw and just have those 2 side ones as shine throughs. But that's obviously a decision for the owner. The Saber itself breaks down into 3 parts. So I'm just going to slide that off. This is what you do to charge it, obviously, because your recharge port is right there. And then you have a pommel and main body. And if you've ever seen my other video about part swap compatibility, a good number of our hilts have the ability to swap out different components. Pommels, in fact, that's a common thread. And more than likely, I haven't tried this, just excuse me, probably that would fit quite nicely on there, which it does. So if you wanted to pick up a couple of different models of our Sabers and play around with a bit of part swapping, that's also something you could look at in the future. Ask us to double check whether they're compatible. But anyway, there's a breakdown. So that's the nice chassis in there with internal recharge ports, so you don't have that horrific external recharge ports on the outside of your Sabers, like a lot of budget Sabers do, with those 2 hex head screws holding everything together. Personally, I think that breaks the line of a beautiful Saber, and this is certainly a beautiful one. That would be a very welcome addition to anyone's Saber collection, and I'm a fan of the original aforementioned Commando hilt, so I wouldn't actually mind one of those on my own shelf, but I've got enough Sabers already. So there we go, that's a great new addition and a quick little overview of the Saber. And of course it's got the compatible chassis system, so if you ever wanted to change this from an RGB to a SM pixel, you can just remove that screw, depress the button, slide out the chassis, put in the SM pixel chassis instead with a pixel blade, and hey presto, your Saber body is reinvented as a pixel Saber. And that's something that we can orchestrate here at Sulphur City Sabers. As always, if you have any questions, just fire them through, and we'll be happy to advise on your Saber. Okay, bye bye.